Hello and welcome. And are you up for a challenge today? I'm going to be doing a demonstration of how you can paint a picture with just one color and white and see how many differences that you can make with doing that. So it's going to be an interesting challenge, and I've got something extra towards the end of the video which I suggest you watch because it might surprise you. I'm Joy Fahey and I'm a visual artist, and I've been teaching for very many years to help students develop their creativity, their skills, their confidence in their art. So if you want to subscribe to my channel and press the notification button, you'll be getting a lesson at least once a week on a Monday. I always post on a Monday, and sometimes even more during the week when I'm extra inspired and I want to share something with you. So without further ado, let's dive into this great challenge and see what happens. Now, this is one that I did a little bit earlier just to give you an example. I've done this with a beautiful phthalo green, and you can see that just doing it in one colour, it's actually come out, really interestingly. I've got a lot of nice tone values of the deep colour, and then mixing a little bit of white and, doing various things with it. So let's do one here, and I'm going to use, I've got a beautiful magenta here and some white. So let's have a go and see what happens. I'm actually going to use a bit of charcoal just to loosen up and do a little bit of drawing on this to start with. And that's a very kind of loose drawing, nothing complicated. It's just going to kind of give me a bit of a prompt to start and to see, where I might begin. I've got a nice flat brush here to begin with, and I'm just going to see where we go with this fabulous colour. So it's obviously deeply saturated, and I feel I can, get started with this, and I'm just going to kind of play and see. I want to use this colour as much as possible, saturated, and also with some water. How will it go? And using one colour really helps you develop your understanding of all the different tones that you can do with just one colour, and see where it might take you. So it's so interesting. It's such an interesting little exercise to try using any colour that you want, but you want a colour that's really kind of quite opaque, and because if it's too translucent, you're not going to get as much depth from it. So you really want to try and get as much from it as possible and as many tones as possible, and see where it might go. It's a good challenge, this, because it pushes you to explore new possibilities with the colour. Let's see if I just put a bit of water in here. Again, it changes. So, and it's a lovely pigment on this paint. So I'm already getting some nice variation on here already. So I've just speeded this up slightly because otherwise we'll be here for a long time, and it gives me just a chance to talk to you a little bit about, the value of doing a limited palette and just literally one colour and white. And it's a fantastic challenge because it can lead to really visually engaging paintings, and it encourages you to explore all the different nuances and possibilities within a limited palette. There's an emphasis here on tone variations, obviously, because there's darks and there's lights going on, And when you think of your limited palette in a single colour and white, you're forced to focus on tonal variations, and varying the amount of white mixed with the colour creates different shades and tints, allowing for a wide range of tones in your painting, as you can see here, obviously. And it also gives you colour harmony. Using just one colour and white can help you achieve a high level of colour harmony. And since you're working with variations on this single colour, it's easier to create a cohesive and harmonious composition. And it helps you explore different contrasts, and through the use of these different values, lights and darks, of the chosen colour, the contrast can add depth and a lot of interest in your painting. It can also give you a way of expressing yourself, and the choice of colour can symbolise different feelings. From calm and serene to dramatic and intense, dependent on the colour and what you do with it. So there's so many different benefits of doing this exercise, and then you can translate this into an actual painting, knowing a lot more about your values and your contrasts. And when you're doing these kind of intuitive, free, creative paintings, you're free to really go with the flow. Your focus is on getting these different values and using this one color. But you can be very conscious of the shapes that you're making and the differences, and it's always important, once you've got this on its way, to have a look at the differences in shapes. You don't want all the shapes to be the same size, and you want to make some variation and some differences with the shapes. At the same time, it helps you focus in a very kind of simple, uncomplicated way, and it can direct the viewer's attention to other elements in a painting, such as the composition and the form and the textures. You're getting different, all those different things going on in this one little exercise using just this one colour and the white. So there's a tremendous amount to be gained from practicing this and practicing it with different colours. But you do have to remember to look at the color to see how opaque it is, because as I said earlier, if the color is very translucent, you're not going to get so much variation. With a deep, beautiful, opaque color like this magenta, obviously there's quite a lot of scope for the different tones and contrasts. And as I'm progressing with this, I'm finding where it wants to take me and how the composition is coming together. So you've got chance to practice all these different elements in one single little simple painting, like doing it in one color. And the more that you do, on all levels, on the creative level and on the contrast level and the color value level, when you come to put this into a painting, you'll have a lot more confidence and know-how of how to do it and what to do. And it's a fantastic process to really practice and understand. They're interesting, these two paintings. They're kind of, they're sort of a little bit industrial to me. I don't know what you think about them. Maybe, leave a comment in the description below and in the comments below, to say what your feeling is. But I haven't really done anything similar to this before. So something new is coming up for me. Now, talking about, developing your painting, I have a fabulous free abstract mini course that starts you off learning about free drawing and colour. And if that's something that you think you'd like to develop more of, then that's in the description, and you can click there and go and get started. There are 4 great classes to get the creative juices flowing. So here we are, taking the tape off, and it's turned out to be a very interesting little painting. And the 2 of them together, I think, look really, really great. So, seeing this is a challenge and we want to break boundaries, something that you might think about is doing something completely different with these pictures and turning them into some kind of collage. So, what would be great to do, and what I'm going to do, is I'm going to turn this over, and I'm just going to cut different areas of it into all different kind of pieces and shapes, and then we can make a collage from it. And we're pushing the boundaries. Remember that I don't want to get attached. Obviously, if you really like the painting, then go for it. But I think it's great to explore and play all different kind of possibilities of what you can do. So let's see what we've got here when we turn this over, and what we could do with it as a collage. How fascinating it will be. And it's cool because it's all going to go together, obviously. And let's take some of these white edges off. But it's again a challenge to see what more you can do. And I think that it's let's leave some of that on, and push yourself. It really helps you keep loose and creative and inspired when you start to do things like this that you probably wouldn't normally do. So we've got all these pieces, and we can have a look, how they can come together as a collage. Let's take this off too. I don't want that white on. And obviously now, having done the exercise on the one colour, you could decide that you might like to add some other colour to it. So you might play around with this and just see what might go where, and you'll have some interesting negative shapes in it that you can play with. And let's see, let's come to here and maybe into here and into, let's take that off. And what you can do with what you've already done with your painting. So I could do something similar to that, and I'm just going to glue it down. I'm using some Liquitex gel medium, and we're going to be turning this into yet something else. If you do really like the painting that you've done, then you can always photocopy it, so you've got it, and so you can see what the original looks like. But this is the thing, we're pushing boundaries, we're exploring, we're creating, we're going on sort of like an adventure with our painting to see what more we can do. And you can keep looking at new possibilities, new possibilities. What can I do with this? How much more can I do with it? And it's great playing with collage. I love it. It can, it's so inspirational when you just playing and seeing what's going where and how it's going to fit. And, it's such an enjoyable process and, so creative. And it takes us into a whole new space of creativity and enjoyment. And you just never know how it's going to turn out. And I really enjoy doing this kind of thing and developing something. And you really are developing something. You're developing something in yourself and connecting to yourself and your creativity, which is always really a wonderful thing to do, and the thing that we love about painting and exploring all our possibilities and being surprised and happy with the results. So I've let it dry, and it's more or less dry. And now we've got, many different possibilities. And, my feeling is I've got a few pens out here. I've got the complementary colour, which is kind of more or less orange. I've got a nice big black marker and some white markers. And let's just have a play and see what more we can do with it. Remember, we're focusing on the challenge. We're not focusing on the outcome. So that's really important to keep in mind. So I'm going to go for the orange here, and I've got some really lovely negative shapes, and I can start kind of playing around with this and see how I could keep developing it if I wanted to. And still a little bit wet. I think you kind of, getting the gist of what you can do to continuously let your creativity take you in new directions, things that you might not have even thought about before. This is a bit of a darker colour. Let's come in here. And, it's just the most wonderful way to explore possibilities when you're playing and experimenting and seeing what will happen. And it's so enjoyable. It can keep you busy for hours. I've got a black pen here. Let's see what would happen if where would I like to go to with this? If I just started to add some other things to it. This area here, I'm debating to fill it in with actually this colour paint. But on the other hand, I might do something really drastic and do something with this black, really thick black marker pen, just for something completely different, and see if that works. When you're doing these challenges, let's do something here that's different. You can have so much fun with it and explore everything that there is to explore about it. I feel like I would actually like to put some black in here. So let's see, I think it's dry enough. I could fill in the whole of this in black if I wanted to. It's a lovely negative space. It's not actually dry enough to do that at the moment. Let's do the same thing here. So you can see from starting this challenge how far it can take you and what you can do with it to make it exciting and interesting and different and so creative, because you know, you can't think this out beforehand. It will come as you go, and that's the wonderful thing about this kind of project, is it extends your creativity, it surprises you, it can give you so much pleasure and enjoyment of and satisfaction really with your painting. And you know, that's what we would love to have happening all the time. You know, we can do all kinds of different things if we wanted to. So I hope you found that exciting and interesting, and something that you can take away with you to explore yourself and really push the boundaries and enjoy the whole process of these challenges. And when you think about them as challenges, you take away the nervousness of it, and you take away the fear and the trepidation of making a mistake. There are no mistakes. You know, you can really give yourself license to experiment and enjoy the process to see what happens. So I think we've covered enough in this video. I'm going to come to some more challenges in the next video, but I think this will keep you busy for a while. So leave me a comment. Tell me if you found this interesting, what you might have done with your experiment, and pushed what boundaries you've pushed through. And you can always leave me a question if you have one in the comments, and I'm happy to answer them. So again, thanks for watching, and check out the free link for the mini course in the description. And if you'd like to see some more videos and more lessons, then press the notification bell, and subscribe. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. So I look forward to seeing you next time. All the best. Take care. Bye for now.